Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Thanks, CD. This is the Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
Dave, it is movie number 250. Well, really not movie number 250, but we're doing 1776. It's a wild card, movie 250, 1972. Dave, this is a historical musical drama, and I would imagine, as far as movies go, there are probably not that many historical musical dramas out there.
Oh, Dave. No, in fact, nothing else comes to mind. I mean, I guess probably a few, but not are based on something like this specific with real people. That's the thing about this is we kind of play loose with the facts, and obviously we don't know that our forefathers broke out into song upon serious topics. But it was fun for 1972, Dave?
It was made in 1972. The movie is 1776. Now, my question.
Okay.
When you're putting on your costume for 1776, do the white, like, yoga pants of the day, if you will, do they go on first?
Wow, I think there were definitely layers, and
well, I would think that'd be the first layer. You'd have to put the white leggings on first.
I would think, and I would hope that would be a thin cotton, something not scratchy, Dave. You know,
it's
comfort.
It's it's 1776. I mean,
no rayon.
Seems like a lot of trouble for.
No one was talking about breathable fabrics, Dave.
And then you get the jacket that really doesn't close. It's more of like a longer jacket that is open. Is that right?
Yes, Dave, but I want to say, what would, I guess T-shirts were just not thought of as okay.
No, not in Congress. This was based on the award-winning musical, 1776. It stars our good friend William Daniels as John Adams. And, I got to say, William Daniels versus Paul Giamatti in Adams. Who wins that? Adams, the HBO miniseries from 2004, something like that?
Right.
Help me out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, got to give credit to Daniels because he was a dashing figure in 1972, and obviously he had played this on Broadway, so he's got the voice, he's got kind of the stage presence, and he's kind of he's kind of got a little Larry David anger in him throughout this. He's always a little miffed at things, which make him kind of an interesting character.
Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you.
But Dave, my first thought was, doesn't he look more like the Sam Adams on the beer can? I mean, he does.
He does.
I don't know then if Paul looked more like the real John, but I got to give, Daniels, he is a good-looking John Adams.
Who wins, Daniels versus Giamatti?
Well, I would say this: if they're boxing, I would take Daniels. If they're wrestling, Giamatti.
Now, Howard Da Silva. Now, Daniels was in the musical. Yes, and he was in the movie. Howard Da Silva was not in the musical. He played Ben Franklin. Howard De Silva, I hope I'm saying his name right. He was the original. How about this? Going way back. We're going way back with Howie here. The original Judd Fry in the 1943 run of Oklahoma.
Wow. Well, he has that voice. Like, that guy was born to be, a Broadway baritone. And clearly he was on a lot of old movies and things, because as soon as he opened his mouth, I'm like, oh, that guy.
He was blacklisted, you remember blacklisting?
Oh, yes.
1951, he was blacklisted, him and Will Geer.
Okay.
Howard returned to film in 1961. He was 10 years on the Pine.
Boy.
That's tough.
He came back. He's a perfect Ben Franklin in this, so I enjoyed him.
Thomas Jefferson, played by Ken Howard, who was also in the musical. Ken Howard, best known for being Ken Howard and being in the short-lived but well-loved series The White Shadow.
That's all I could think. I mean, I know that he had a whole life, and he was before and after White Shadow. He was in a lot of stuff. I saw him. He was a guest on West Wing at some point. He played like a guy who was going to be a Supreme Court judge nominee thing. But Dave, in this movie, first of all, I think, wow, like Ken Howard was, he was a good-looking guy. And then, of course, I never think of him when I think about the coach on the White Shadow yelling at his team. I never think about him breaking out into song, Dave. Again, that's the part here. It's the breaking into song part.
David Ford is John Hancock, and he was in the musical, too. Ralston Hill, the secretary, was in the Broadway musical, too. I don't know why I'm
no, keep going.
I'm kind of obsessed with this. And Henry Lee, the guy who played Henry Lee, his name is Ron Holgate. He was in the musical, too, and he actually won a Tony.
Okay.
So that's how they won
He's
an award.
He's dressed in kind of an orange outfit in the movie.
And, again, there are, this is the ultimate Cinderella story, the 1969 musical.
Now, Dave, I have one thing I want to run by you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The character actor list here, okay? Because I like this list, because there's these guys that you kind of, their faces and voices, but you don't really know their names. Dave, okay, specifically Donald Madden, who plays John Dickinson.
Dickinson, yeah.
Right, okay. So, a memorable character, right, in the movie.
Yes.
My God, Dave, if I close my eyes, I think Phil Hartman is doing
you got it.
That guy, Dave. It's Phil Hartman, doesn't it?
You got it, man. You got it.
I mean, I would tell people, if you're a Saturday Night Live person who love Phil Hartman, you need to see this movie for that reason alone.
Now, you've got to look this up. I want to double check this. David Ford, who played John Hancock, was in Dark Shadows for 5 years. Can you do a quick search on that? You can confirm that?
I confirmed that in my own research because, first of all, Dave, again, the voice. As soon as I hear the voice, I'm like, oh, my God, I know that guy. And then I look up and Dark Shadows. He's burned in my brain from an early age.
There are two ladies in this, and, the top billing went to Blythe Danner, Martha Jefferson, Abigail Adams, Virginia Vestoff. She got second billing. I guess it's a tough call. A memorable song for Blythe.
Yeah,
she gets the top nod.
Yeah, she got the top nod. She has that kind of entrance scene with Jefferson. That's historically did not happen, of course, but. That's her big scene, and then the song, and she's definitely not as big a presence in the story as Mrs. Adams.
And a guy named Roy Poole, kind of like one of those, I think I've seen you before, guys, played Stephen Hopkins.
Yes. Now, Rhode Island Dave is portrayed as kind of the good time fella of the colonies.
Yeah, Rhode Island, the smallest colony. It's a small Providence, Rhode Island.
Yes, Dave. But he had great hair, and
Let me ask you the big question that's in my mind.
Okay.
Dealing with America 250, and we'll get back to 1776, but I want to ask an important question, and I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
Has this whole 250 just been a ruse to get us to like soccer?
I think they're tied in, Dave, but I think the soccer thing was coming, and it's become a trade-off. I'm reading, we're loving soccer, and people from all over the world are now loving ranch dressing.
So it's kind of working out.
I think whoever's Geppettoing this whole deal, Dave, so far, except for the weather in certain places, they're getting away with it.
The soccer thing,
yes,
definitely working. The plan is working, man.
Yeah.
Back to the musical, 1776. I think the first thing out of the gate is, for God's sakes, John, sit down.
Yes, Dave. They want to portray an underlying disgust with John Adams. Like they're basically starting off. That's the baseline for everyone. I mean, there's songs, Dave. There's the whole.
Yeah.
He's obnoxious and disliked, and he knows it.
Yeah. Did you know that? Oh, yes, I've heard. Mr. Adams, and he can't write it because he's obnoxious and disliked. That comes on in another song.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He sets the tone for the movie, and of course, William Daniels is still alive, and
Amazing.
We hear him say, "I have come to the conclusion," and you have to say not conclusion, it's conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, two are called a law firm, and three or more become a Congress.
Dun dun.
Congress. You have to say it kind of different than the way you would say, and three or more would become a Congress.
Dave,
a Congress. You have to say Congress.
There's maybe one listener, maybe two that will get this, but I want to say when I was hearing him go through that, I was thinking, oh, Ann Harper would be so happy with his diction there, Dave.
She's a pioneer of Indiana broadcasting. She's got a full article in the Pioneers of Broadcasting. I mean, check it out at the IBA. Some other great lines. We'll talk about it. That man would depress a hyena.
Oh, yes. So I was thinking, wow. So the laughing thing had come to pass at this point. And first of all, I wonder how prevalent hyenas were in that area of the world, and then how much information had been shared about different species at this time. But they throw it out, Dave, and it's a good line.
This is a revolution. We're going to have to offend somebody.
Oh, see, and that was the very mild,
or the way he said it. This is a revolution. We're going to have to offend somebody.
And then they go, the coach is right.
And Ben Franklin, I like this one. Those who'll give up some of their liberty in order to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.
Yes. No, it definitely is like, oh, man, this guy, he talked in like matchbook covers.
It was kind of like, he kind of like tinkled on the high side of the piano. Neither liberty nor safety.
Oh, Dave. Tinkled on the high side of the piano, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that.
You can't do that in Nevada past 10 o'clock. Or, I'm sorry, before 10 o'clock, yeah.
You could be fined.
You could be fined here. And then and I'm just kind of skipping around here.
I know. Dave.
And then that the slow clap scene. Is anybody there?
Yeah.
Does anybody care? Yes. Does anybody see what I see?
Yeah, that's early on. He's establishing his inner prowess and happiness with himself. And I was thinking, like,
well, no, that was later. That was later.
Okay.
That's toward the end of the 2 hour and 45-minute movie. Yeah,
he's singing to God, Dave. That's what I'm thinking. He's
okay.
Singing to God. Affirmations.
Okay, I've gone through the movie. This is the signing of the Declaration of Independence. You can go at this movie in a lot of different ways. You can go at it on inaccuracies. I don't care.
Right.
It doesn't bother me at all. Inaccuracies, I don't care. Maybe it's too long. 2:45 is a little long.
Oh, yeah. No, you can go at that. I think anybody and their brother can take a whack at some of this and probably cut an easy 20 to 30 out of it.
It might be a little slow in areas. It might, Dave, I don't know. It might be a little over the top in some areas. That could be.
Let's think about, Dave, 1972,
yeah.
Movies were starting to go a different direction. And I think this is because it was a hit on Broadway, it'll translate. And I think movie audiences had changed at this point. It was, Godfather. We were looking, more darker stuff, more drama. And this also just the fact, you almost had to go in there going, this is going to be cool to see Jefferson singing. I wonder if he and, Washington will sing. So you go into the movie like that, you're okay then, Dave.
They do a total goober with George Washington. You remember in the old Andy Griffith show, Jim Neighbors, Gomer, would talk about Goober.
Right.
So we only knew Goober, in our minds for a while.
Yeah.
At least, I never watched it live, but you know what I mean? Goober and Gomer only appeared in one episode of Andy Griffith together.
Dave, that is so smooth how they did that.
And so George Washington is the Goober. We only hear about George Washington. And, it's amazing that they didn't trot out a guy to be George Washington, at least in a couple of scenes.
I even though I knew he wasn't going to show up, I expected some version of him to somehow make a cameo.
So, David, you weigh in on some of your thoughts on
Dave.
1776.
I think we're right to avoid trying to tell the story. Okay? Let's more about what it is, right? Than anything else, because it's a musical, and it's not. Musicals have gone in and out in movies throughout our life. And I don't know if they're in or out right now, but they're not that far out, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of Disney stuff.
Right. There's stuff. So the musical, which is a very American thing, like jazz. It's like that we started doing this stuff. So the fact, that we would tell our, founding story in a musical kind of makes sense. And it was coming up on at the time, 1972 was like our, sesquicentennial, I believe, or something like
Bicentennial.
that. Bicentennial, yes.
Yeah.
That was right.
Not the semi-quincentennial that we are getting ready for now.
We're coming up on it. But there was a backstory with this where Jack Warner did show this to Nixon. And Nixon wanted to cut parts of the movie that he thought were anti-Vietnam. Seriously. And so they cut it out without telling the director, and then later it was restored for the DVDs or whatever. So this movie had more. The President of the United States saw it before it came out. So we see it now, and it seems not just it's historical, and not just that it's a musical, but it seems like even older and more anachronistic than that, it just seems kind of hokey in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So if you dig hokey, I could see where you could make this into a cult. You could probably put a game around this movie, Dave. So there's fun in this. We don't want to say it's a terrible movie, avoid it. We want to say go at it with the right idea.
Exactly. You got to have the right posture, because you could be watching this movie with someone and they would just say, this is stupid. This movie is stupid. So, okay. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. That's fair, as the kids would say. But you got to watch it with the proper mindset. Okay, this is a musical. It's about the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Mm-hmm. There are inaccuracies.
Oh, yes.
But you kind of just live with it, and you say, hey, that guy was on the White Shadow,
Exactly. Now, Dave, I want to ask you, and you may have not had You may have not, made a note about this, but off the top of your head.
No, wait a minute. I'm gonna think of something in my brain. We'll see if it matches. Go.
Okay, best wig, Dave. Do you have a best wig?
One of those gray, maybe the New York guy.
In my mind, I penciled down the fellow from Maryland.
Oh yeah,
because he had almost like it could have inspired Carrie Fisher's Star Wars a little bit.
The guy that had to go he had to see the army in action.
He had to see the army
to go for the independence thing. Yeah,
right. So that would be Patrick Hines portraying Samuel Chase. So again, I'm trying to think of what else to really kind of note. There's all kinds of things you can say here and that about what's accurate, what's not. It's it's our founding fathers arguing, sweaty, and breaking out into song. Right.
Couple of guys that I will land on. Howard Kane, Lewis Morris. Do you know Lewis Morris, or Howard Kane, what he is maybe better known for as far as people our age? Well-known sitcom. Well-known sitcom. Another sitcom, or I should say another entertainment vehicle based on history with a big air quote on that.
Dave, hit me.
Major Hochstetter in Hogan's Heroes, Howard Kane. And
That's so good, Dave.
And you know James Noble, Reverend John Witherspoon. You know him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. James Noble. Let me do the Paul Harvey. He's better known for a sitcom. Yes, James Noble, okay. Reverend John Witherspoon in the movie 1776. Wow. You may know him for his role as, I can't do Paul Harvey, Benson.
Okay. Yes, I knew that face and that voice. Okay.
Was Benson in Soap? Because I never watched. I haven't really poured through Soap a whole lot. Soap was kind of like, I was okay with Soap. Right. I didn't watch every episode. I wasn't against Soap.
It wasn't on long.
I wasn't for it. I was more into Mary Hartman, but
right.
We digress. Was Benson in Soap?
I believe Benson is a carryover character
okay.
that started on Soap before he got his own. Now, Dave, on that same trajectory, did you ever see the TV show Northern Exposure?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe
Monday night on CBS.
On CBS. I believe that John Cullum, who played Edward Rutledge from South Carolina, who's kind of a fancy boy with an accent.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys on Northern Exposure. Later on, he was on Mad Men. He played the guy who was heading up the tobacco company that was like a big client of the firm. So
on Mad Men.
That voice, John Cullum, is what I recognized.
You got to love these things, Dave. I'm going to go with some other things other than outfits. I do like the outfits. The big calendar.
Oh, yes. I love that. I want a big calendar again, Dave.
The kid with the George Washington updates.
Yes. Comic relief, Dave. Dave, I mean, modern...
Would that be gallows humor? Kind of like... Go ahead. You go ahead. That'd be a quick cut.
No, I would just say in today's movie, that would be a quick cut. You'd see him coming in and going out. In these, Dave, it was like, okay, he's back. Here he comes. He's going to go around. Okay, here he goes. Yeah, we watched it, and I kept expecting something more.
Where is New Jersey?
Right. That was a running gag, Dave.
And another thing that I love about this movie, the sound of the shoes on the stairs running up and down.
Yes.
That was I think that was very intentional. They did, what do they do that? What do they call that? Foley art? Or
Foley work. Yeah.
Foley work, yeah. They did some fine, and to me that kind of sets the tone, Yes. These guys have shoes, but make a lot of noise.
Fancy. How fancy.
They got fancy shoes. And, throughout history, I should say, when you look at the Revolutionary War, I don't get a good picture in my mind of the British Army. They were this big army, they were, all this and that. And I just don't get a good picture of the British Army.
Well, in my head, there were bright red, obviously before dry cleaning, but I picture them being very well dry cleaned uniforms.
They were the redcoats, right?
Yes.
And
of course, this was when the world was in black and white.
Yeah. Another thing that I think about in the Revolutionary War is, and this is something that.
Do you think about it often?
I do.
Okay.
It had the battle. Everybody goes, "Hey, we want our independence." That's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
But the battles had to be kind of fierce and messy.
Oh, Dave.
I mean, come on, man.
We would have been wanting to do some version of this.
Yeah, Can we do a podcast about it?
I'll sketch with rocks on the sidelines.
I mean, think about like Valley Forge, frostbitten.
It's cold, yeah.
Frostbitten, and your things. I mean, I can't imagine.
It's way before long underwear.
I can't imagine.
Kind, yeah.
And when you go through the 250 years of our country, and I'm going to just throw this out here. The thing, the thing that has changed our attitude toward war the most is television.
For better and worse, yes.
I mean, it shows
documentation.
It can show that human. I mean, what? Nobody knows what really happens in battle unless you've been there.
Yes,
I would have to say that would be an accurate statement.
I hope I never know.
And you, I hope we're past draft age or whatever, but we've managed.
Things are going to have to get really bad for you and I to get in a firefight.
We've managed to avoid it, but everybody says they kind of I want to pay tribute to the veterans and those that have fought. I don't think that we could do enough to people that have actually been in battle, taking bullets, looking at, staring at that every day. I don't think it. I think it's just something that we can't grasp.
Yeah.
No way. No way. But we did win our independence, and here we are, 250 years
we
later.
We sang our way through it, Dave.
We sure did. 1776. The musical, 2:45. You'll enjoy at least an hour and 41 of it.
Wow, that's generous, my friend.
They did. Okay, it is 2:50. I love 2:50. Are there other things here? Oh yeah, no, that's that's it.
And
that'll do it. 1776 movie 250. Do you think we'll actually get to movie 250?
Oh, Dave, at this rate, yes, I believe so.
We're at 89. Next up is movie number 90, and it is called Find Me Guilty.
Find Me Guilty. It sounds declarative, Dave. It sounds scary almost. What do we know?
It is coming up next. I don't know. You picked it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
okay.
You did. You did, yeah. It wasn't me. I don't know.
Dave, I think it was, I was picturing that was the French title.
Did I thank CD?
I believe you did, but it's always good to say thank you again.
You know that they can find us on CrawfordsvillePeachcast.podbean.com.
One of my favorite places.
You can also check us out on the Fork Media app, which features all the Fork Media stations, including the 3 here in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Like, share, and subscribe. We're on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, and Podbean. Until next time, America, I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.